Hey guys, today I have a pretty big, not that big, it's actually only about 5 books, but a decent sized book haul for you guys, so I'm excited, so let's get started. The first book I have here is Diplomatic Immunity by Brody Ashton. This book came out later in 2016 and it was on my list, but I never got to it, but then I saw it at the library and there were no holds on it, so now I have it. This book actually takes place in Embassy Row, kind of like the Embassy Row series by Ali Carter. This one girl, Piper Baird, gets an exclusive scholarship to this super cool academy in Washington, D.C. where all the elites and, you know, all those cool people go, and obviously she does not fit in and she really wants to be a journalist. The academy offers the super competitive prize for teen journalists, and of course Brody wants to win this because this will guarantee her acceptance into the college of her choice. So she thinks, what better way to win this super competitive prize than to expose the secrets of the kids at this academy. This one kid named Raphael is the center of the secrets and gossip at the academy, so this is her main target. However, one day he drops into her window asking for help, saying that she's the only one who can help him, and she's kind of at a loss for what to do. So is she going to help him or is she going to expose him in her article? Read the book to find out. That's what I'm going to be doing. The second book I got from the library is book number 2 in the Locke and Maury series by Heather W. Petty, and this is Mind Games. I didn't actually enjoy the first book that much. I actually read it on a plane, and the only reason I finished it as fast as I did is because I was on a plane for several hours and had to do something, so why not finish the book? I also made myself sick doing it because I get motion sickness on planes, buses, cars, and anything where I am not navigating the vehicle. In which case it wouldn't even be safe to read, so clearly life hates me. I have no idea at all what this book is about. I'm guessing that Locke and Maury's relationship goes further and that there's of course another mystery, but other than that, no clue. I'm just hoping that it's better than the other one because my problem with the other one was that none of the characters really seemed like their Sherlockian counterparts. They were very different, and I get that they're teenagers, but come on, I'm reading this for Sherlock. But honestly now I'm just reading it because I want to finish the series. I don't know. I just often have a need to finish the series. Also, they have good covers. They're pretty covers. Just another good reason to read a book. Only for the cover. The next book I have on my list is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. The first book in this series was Passenger, and if you guys follow my blog, you guys know that I did not enjoy Passenger at all. It was kind of boring to me and I found it very dull. The characters and the romance were not my thing. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So why do I have this in my hands, you might ask? First of all, because it's purple, and purple is such a beautiful color. It's actually my favorite color. Also, the series, each book in the series, it just, when you weigh it in your hands, it's just so nice. Literally the reason to read it. And then like just flip it open and it's like you have a nice weight in your hands and it's beautiful. Gorgeous cover. Also, this book is, I think, the last book in the duology, and so why not finish? Even though I didn't super love the other book, it wasn't terrible, and I'm still kind of interested in seeing what happens because stuff happens at the end of the last book, and even though I didn't love it, I'm still mildly curious about what's gonna happen, what's gonna go down. And I do want the main characters to have a happy ending, and you can't go that wrong with time travel, so this one won't be too much punishment when reading it. And again, have I told you about how nice this book feels in your hand? It's so nice. The next book I have is Love at First Sight by Josh Sunkist. This is not what I expected, but it wasn't bad either. I actually only finished reading it today, and it was definitely something different. I'll have a review up soon if it's not up already, but the gist of the story is that Will Porter is a boy who has been blind from birth, and he used to go to a school for blind people specifically, but he wants to get into more mainstream culture and, you know, grow out of his shell. Whether or not he has one, I'm not completely sure, but so he's going to this mainstream public high school now, and he meets this band of nerds, quiz bowl nerds that he gets close with, and one of these nerds is a girl named Cecily, and he starts to fall for her, she starts to fall for him. What happens is that it turns out that there is a surgery that they can do. It's a kind of a risk, but there's a surgery that may help Will gain his eyesight. Furthermore, while he keeps hanging out with Cecily, he starts to realize that his friends are keeping a secret about him, about Cecily's appearance. So will this damage their relationship? I don't know. Yes, I do know, actually. I was totally lying. I know, and you have to read the book to find out because I'm not spoiling anything. Second to last on our list, we have Ever the Hunted. This is a book by Erin Summerall, and I actually first heard of this book on a Bookutopia's channel. Actually, it was already on my Goodreads before that, but I totally forgot about it, so thank you, Bookutopia, for reminding me. There's this girl named Britta, and she spends her time hunting down criminals with her father, but one day her father gets murdered. She has no rights to her father's inheritance, so she hides in the Everwoods where she feels safe. However, one day she gets caught poaching by the Royal Guard, and instead of being hung, they agree to a deal where she gets her freedom in return for killing her father's murderer. The problem is that they say that the murderer is the father's apprentice, which was not only Britta's friend, but also a guy who broke her heart sometime in the past. So what she has to do is discover who the real murderer was, if not, it is that guy, discover powers along this way, and go on this super awesome journey and just figure out life, but like in a super high fantasy-y way with like murder and I don't know, lots of cool stuff, so I'm excited. The last book in my library haul is Vast in the Night by Sarah Porter. This book, I actually checked it out once, but before I could get to this, somebody put it on hold before I could read it. So, gosh darn you, person. Gosh darn you. No, I'm kidding. All's well because I have it now and I plan on reading it soon because if anything, I'm actually more hyped than I was the first time and I could really do for a Cinderella-ish retelling right now, so hopefully this hits the spot. I've heard it's really cool and a very different sort of retelling, so I'm excited to see what that's all about. I don't even know what the setting is, whether it's future or contemporary or just total fantasy, but I'm into it. I'm into the cover too. Those were the 5 books on my library haul, and I can't wait to read them. Make sure to subscribe down below to my channel for more videos and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.